Hello, thanks for joining me. And I want to give a great big welcome to those of you who have recently subscribed. And I want to give a big thank you to those of you who have been following along and making such very nice comments. I do really, really appreciate it. So I'm so glad you're here with me today as I'm working on my junk journal for July and following along with Meg's challenge. And the link to everything you need to know will be in my description box. And yeah, it's never too late, right? Never too late. You can work on this till December and it'll be fine. So anyway, hopefully I don't go that long. Today I'm actually going to be doing 3 prompts. So I'm so excited. I only have 8 prompts left and I'm doing 3 today. So yay. And before I get started, I want you to write in the comments the first thing that comes to your mind when I give you the 3 prompts that I'm going to be working on. Here are the prompts: aged, picture, and celebrate. So what do you think I'm going to be journaling about? And before I tell you, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be using. So I have this paper collection that I got in 2019. And it's called Denim and Girls by Maja Design. But I'm going to be using it on 2 different layouts in my journal. But between those 2 layouts, I'm going to be only using 3 prompts. So, okay. So have you written in the comments your guess? Because now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, or show you what I've done already, because I did some things in advance. Ta-da! Okay. So fireworks, celebrate, that's what we're doing on this layout. And also I'm going to be doing the prompt picture. And this is one of the really neat things about this. I had picked out this pattern and was starting to cut it out and realized it says picture right here, picture. That couldn't have been any more perfect. So I was really excited about that. And so you can see I've already done the messy stuff off camera. And so I wanted to show you the stencil that I'm using, or that I used, and it was this Fireworks by scrapbook.com. Anyway, I took the stencil and I lightly stenciled in the paint, and then when that was dry, I lightly brushed in some clear gesso, just enough so that the glitter would stick, and then I did the glitter. So that's what I've got so far. And so if you have been following along, you'll know that the very first prompt for Sparks, my theme was Independence Day. So I journaled about Independence Day, but that's not what I'm going to be doing here. Even though yes, I have the fireworks, but my grandbaby was born on the 4th of July. So now, when we celebrate Independence Day, we are also celebrating his birthday. And so that's what my celebrate is all about. And that's what my picture's going to be about. So that's what I'm doing here. And I just got all the pages glued on and ready to go. And so my other layout, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I've got these 2 pages here. And so I'll give you a hint. And the prompt that I have left to do is aged. And here's a clue. When in doubt, wear jeans. So it took me a while to get here because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I'd been watching a lot of videos and a lot of people were doing aged, grungy pages, and I didn't really want to go that route. And as I was thinking, well, what is aged that, you know, we liked, what is it about aging that is nice? And somehow the thought came into my mind, jeans, that is something that we like aged. And I know for you young people out there that you can buy your jeans like this and spend, $200 on those jeans. But back when I was young, when we bought jeans, they were dark blue, they were not faded, and they were thick and they were stiff. We had to break those suckers in. I mean, we would take them home and immediately wash them like 10 times and beat them on the wall or something. I don't know. Just whatever we could do to soften those things up and break them in. So people did not give up their jeans because they'd broken them in and they were so comfortable. They just were perfect to your bod after a while. And so when I thought of aged and I thought of aged jeans, I thought that was perfect, at least for my generation and maybe yours too. I don't know. Anyway, so this collection came with these pictures. And so I don't know which ones I'm going to use, or maybe I'll use a few and do a little bit of collaging. So I'm going to go pull out some more things and come up with some ideas, and I'll be right back. So I want to apologize about the quality of this part of the video. For some reason, it's really dark, and I'm not sure what happened. I thought everything was on the same settings from before when I stepped away. So anyway, I pulled out some embellishments and I've got that white lace on the left side there, just overlapping the edge. And then I've decided to collage all of these photos on the left, and the right hand photo is going to be more of my focal point for the pages. And so I've just pulled out a couple little teeny embellishments, this label here, and that little postcard that you might see on my table. And I'm just inking everything and getting it onto the page. So the inks I've been using are the pumice stone, and I'm using that denim or blue jean, no, faded jeans by Tim Holtz. And you'll see my little jean pocket there. I decided not to use that. I just didn't like the size of it compared to the pictures, and I just couldn't figure out how to get it onto the page. So I'm going to save that for another project. But I really do like the way that it came out. So I'm just about ready to glue everything onto the page when I realized I hadn't distressed the edges, and I really wanted that torn look, and also that distressing gives the pieces just a little bit of texture. So you'll see me grab this little blue strip of paper. I'd forgotten that I wanted to include this, and so now I've gone ahead and glued everything over too far to the left. So I was just trying to figure out where I can put that. I just felt like I needed a little more blue to tie in with the other page. So I decided to cut a little strip and see if I can't get it onto that left side anyway. So I decided I needed a little bit more color on the top there, so I've grabbed this pink lace and I'm just going to glue a little snippet on the top of the page. Now I'm just wanting to add a few finishing touches and maybe just a little bit of bling. Here I'm just adding some clear Wink of Stella to the rose. So I find this little piece of shiny trim and it's a little bright and I'm not sure if I want it there, but I feel like I just need a little bit of texture. So I eventually decide to put it on there anyway. And um, but in the meantime, I grabbed this other little piece of trim and I just felt like I needed a little more texture on that far right corner as well. So just for some interest, I add some staples to the ends of this trim and just get it down there on the top of the page. So here's a closer look in case you've missed anything. I do have the little rhinestones on the edges of the lace here, the Wink of Stella, and I did add a little bit of trim here just for some added interest, and then I've added a little bit or a little tiny rub-on onto the ticket. So this layout's finished and on to the next one. All right, so for this layout, I have pulled out a few things and printed out a couple pictures, and I chose black and white just so that the red, white, and blue would not clash with my pink, white, and blue. And then I did a little bit of stamping. I have this little star stamp, but after I finished, I was like, oh, I'm such a dork. Um, I was going to use the blue, and I totally just automatically grab the black. So it's a little darker than I wanted. I really wanted that faded denim uh, blue background, but there's nothing I can do about it now. So woulda, coulda, shoulda. And I did find this little strip that says tough but sweet from that mint or Maja Design paper collection that I'm using, Denim and Girls. And I just think that's so cute for that little tyke there. And I just love this picture. He's eating a rocket pop, you know, those red, white, and blue popsicles. And his little outfit says American Dude. And then his little shorts are like the American flag. It is just the cutest thing. And we've got the sunglasses on him here, just just for fun. And that was his first popsicle ever. So he was just like, what? That's good stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all these embellishments on the page. I have another little strip there that matches the page on the left side. And I'm thinking that it might just give a little more interest if I distress those edges. I've already gone ahead and inked them with the faded jeans. And I don't want them to be completely straight along the page. I want those strips to be angled a bit. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get them a little bit angled before I glue everything on. So I'm going to try something I haven't done on any of the previous pages in this journal, and I'm going to outline the edges of the page just to give, I don't know, a little bit more definition. These are some muted colors, and since I do have the black stamping and the black and white photos, I think I'd like to just define those pages a little bit more. And so I'm just not worried about how straight the lines are. It's just a little bit of kind of a doodling look, I guess. And I'm going to also be using the marker to doodle some embellishments later on. So I think it's just going to add to the whole look of the page. So I have this little embellishment here, and it looks like a little envelope with some postage stamp on it with Abraham Lincoln, and it says USA. And so I think this is going to be perfect for this page. And this was cut out from a larger embellishment that was part of the freebies from Get Messy Art. So for all information on those freebies, please go see the link that's in my description box to Meg's journals. So I want to make this whole little section or collage a tuck spot. So I'm just gluing that picture on the left and the bottom, and then the little envelope there I'm going to just glue onto the right side for now, and a little bit on the bottom. And then I found a little piece of scrap, just a little strip of striped paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue that there for some added interest. And then I'm just reattaching some things down just to make sure everything's all secure. So the little tag that I made fits in there fine. So I realize I can glue the top of the photo onto the page and still have that tag tucked in there just fine. So I punched out some small stars and some larger stars from the same paper collection. And I really think that it's going to add to the overall look, even though I am covering up some of those beautiful fireworks that I took all that time to add to the page. And then just for some more definition and added interest, I'm going to doodle some lines around the outside edges of all the stars. And then I have this little word strip that says happiness, and I just thought that would be cute and add a little bit of black coloring onto that far right corner. So I'm just going to glue that onto that page there. And then I decide I need another little star on the bottom somewhere. So I just go ahead and ink it up and draw the little lines on the edges. And at first I think I want it right next to the word strip, but it felt a little crowded. So I thought I'd put it over on that left-hand side. So I have this frame that I want to put on the left page to frame around the little picture of my little guy with his birthday cake. And when I was pulling that out, it caught on another embellishment and ripped. And I'm thinking, how can I work with this? Because I'm just too lazy and don't want to take the time to print out another one. So I just add a piece of tape behind the photo there just so I can tape that frame onto there just temporarily, just to make sure I can get that placement. And then now I'm just trying to configure the embellishments that I have and everything in place just to cover up where that's ripped. And then eventually I pull out this picture, and it's of his little birthday presents stacked up there in the house, and I thought that might be a fun way to represent that it was his birthday and that we were celebrating that. And so I'm just trying to figure out my placement, and then I'll eventually glue everything onto the page. So I have this little word strip that I cut out of some other ephemera, and it says très remarquable, very remarkable. And I know that that's French, but I'm okay with that. The French were our allies in the Revolutionary War, and they gave us the Statue of Liberty. So I think it works out perfect. Plus, that little guy is very remarkable. So here's a close-up of my layout. And the only thing that I'm thinking I might want to add is just a little paper clip there, or just something to add some interest to that tag. But overall, I'm very happy with the way it came out. And my daughter approves. She thinks that turned out fabulous, so I'm happy about that. So let me know in the comments what you think, and were you even close in your guesses to what I was journaling about? And I really appreciate you joining along with me as I journal. And I hope that you will join me for the next video. So make sure you hit that notification bell. And as always, that thumbs up will be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye.